The stories that I've heard today have been stories of resurrection. They've been stories of near-death experiences of buildings and communities, and how through inward transformation and reaching beyond the communities themselves, they've been able to resurrect and drive to the very heart of the tradition that that building was set up for, to reimagine what it is to be truly human in that place.
Well, this project really was built on an evolving collaboration with the Open University and with many other partners. And it was just a fantastic space to explore a lot of the approaches and methods that we use to support community-led design. But it was also just a really nice space to explore a very particular area of faith, community, and design coming together.
The current state of a lot of churches at the moment, congregations are declining. These are very important buildings, both as community and heritage, and we have to find ways of sustaining them. And the answer in a lot of cases is bringing the community in and sharing the building with them. I have to say it's not the solution for all buildings for various reasons, but where there is that potential, I think this project and the resources it's produced are going to be extremely useful.
Well, I think community-led design I've come to understand as being most important because it allows these groups to feel that they properly engage and own the process. And on the other hand, it allows the professional to properly get under the skin of what the needs are, rather than coming in and thinking, I've got a solution, I've used it somewhere else before and I'll adapt it a little bit and it'll fit. So that everyone feels, although it's a slower process, everyone feels that they own it and they've helped to shape it.
I think most of the project was about people. Despite the fact that the center of attention, it was always, we have a beautiful building and there is a building within which a lot of activities are happening and we want to sustain it for the future. A lot of it, ultimately, it was about people. It was about enabling people to discover their aspirations, to discover what they want to do and to discover the things that they value.
We participated in a series of workshops, which we found very useful indeed, because we were just occupying a listed grade 2 building, which we didn't know very much about. We just saw it as a brick and mortar, but beyond that, we didn't have any knowledge or understanding in that respect. And that has opened our eyes enormously.
What I think this project has shown is that the future sustainability of those buildings is based on their value to the whole community. They are a fantastic resource that can be used for worship, certainly, but also for a wide range of other things that will enrich lives and bring joy, create a sense of identity and engagement, all of those things which are top priorities in the country as a whole today. That gift, if you like, of a place of worship to a whole community gives us a very different perspective on its sustainability than thinking of it as being a burden on half a dozen people.
Well, we were really keen that today should not just be about us standing up and saying this is what we've done, and that it should be a space for people to connect with each other and learn from each other, share their stories. We were also keen that it should be a space where people are talking about the future as well, not just looking back, but what we can all do working together.
Coming here today, it's really great to hear people say, actually, these things do take time. It's not going to happen overnight. And I think that in and of itself is very reassuring to the communities trying to look after these buildings, that they feel a burden of responsibility, but actually they can take a breath and plan and forward think rather than trying to do a lot of reactionary work without really having a plan of where they're going.
Although we are coming from a community perspective and most of the participants are from other faiths, there is a commonality. And the commonality is they all occupy all historic buildings, have similar challenges, which is a lack of volunteers, struggling to attract resources, and are passionate about what they're doing. So what we take is that commonality. I think this is a brilliant project, and I think you have to continue the good work and reach out as many community as possible, which you have indeed, and it has really benefited us enormously.
One of the things that the project has taught me, and I think has taught the 50-odd congregations that have joined in with it, is that it is possible to think about using your building differently, working with different partners, and engaging with the fabric of a historic building. It is possible to do that happily. That's not to say it's easy, but that there can be joy in the relationships that you build and the people that you meet as part of that journey. And so the journey in itself becomes enriching and exciting, even fun, and that makes it much more satisfying and much less agonising for those who have the responsibility and care of that building.
I really hope this project really brings hope, but also brings the ideas and the energy and the connections that are required for places of worship to unlock their potential and to enhance their potential, because they have an enormous value for our society, an enormous value for our community. And they have a value which is emotional, it's cultural, it's very deep-rooted to our society, and we need them. We need these places for the future of our communities.